What's going on, everybody? It's Amma Jamma here, and we're going to this is a little bit of a pop-up we're going to do on Tesla earnings and the bullish and the bearish scenarios. I'm going to give you guys both because personally I believe that we should have both, because realistically either way after earnings we have to consider what we want to do through the end of the year. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Let me pull up the chart a little deeper. We'll do a little trade analysis first, and I'll throw in some of the catalysts we have going on as I go over this. All right, so here's our chart here. And what I like to do with these charts when I give you these little pop-ups like this, I like to delete everything so you can see what I'm seeing, and we start fresh here, and we go with just what the chart shows us. So we got a couple things we immediately see here. First off is couple trend channels here. First one I'm looking at is something like this in this area here. All right. And then we've got a second one up top. So these are the two areas we're looking at right here and right here. And it's not going to be perfect, but we're obviously trading kind of within this channel here. So what we want to do, we see our triple top, obviously. So let's pop a line here, and we see our bottom, our double bottom here from previous low. So what we see here is a couple things. We see obviously that if we can pick up support here, we could get a little bullish. However, because of earnings, because of catalysts, all those type of things, there's no guarantee we go up with earnings. I started off very bearish, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me pull up I've got a list of a few reasons that I personally am bearish, and I will go over those with you. The first reason is this. Okay. So when we had last week, Tesla had went over their deliveries for the quarter. And this is the first quarter that they overproduced what they delivered. Every quarter, they have a certain amount they're producing. They've got their new factories we're still waiting for in Texas and in China, which Elon calls, and I quote, money pits. We're still making on those to wrap up this and that. So obviously we're not and with, supply chain issues, this and that, we didn't have full production this year. Yet this most recent quarter of deliveries that were reported, they made more cars in those 3 months than they delivered. Now that you have to consider a couple things here. First of all, the car market is backed up. People can't get cars. The dealerships they can't even keep cars on the lots, this and that. So that was a little bit troublesome for me. Second kind of bearish scenario, in my opinion, is the Twitter takeover for two reasons. First of all, is we know Elon Musk synonymously with Tesla. We know Tesla stock and the price they're at isn't only because of the cars. It's because of the technology, the innovation, the entrepreneurial spirit of Elon Musk, the charging, everything like that. And Tesla was that company. It was that company that they had Elon all to itself. Elon had no other companies, this and that. So when Elon is split between two companies, it loses a little bit of that notoriety, in my opinion, of Elon being Tesla. So I think that could be something that could really, because Tesla's got that cult following, it could really upset the fanatics. Let's be real, because their PE ratio is 75. That's not good. That's 3 times over average. That's 10 times over a company like Rocket Mortgage, where they're at $6, yet their profit earning PE ratio is 6 or 7. And it's not because of the housing market. It's how the company is actually set up. Whereas Tesla has a very, very high PE. That, to me personally, is another reason I'm somewhat bearish here. All right, so let's keep going. What else do I got? I also, Bitcoin. Everybody knows Elon with the, with crypto and Dogecoin and this and that. He had $1 billion worth of crypto. He isn't really too forthcoming about whether he had sold, how much he had sold, this and that. He has reported he has sold some, but that was $1 billion, which kind of padded. It kind of, tweaked the books a little bit last year, because you have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. When he had bought it, it doubled. From early last summer into the fall, Bitcoin broke out over 70K. He was in, let's guess he had an average of 10 to 20,000. That's my guess. he made 200, 300% on money. Bitcoin's back at 18K, folks, 20K. So if he didn't sell some of that, he's definitely hurting from that. So, and then the market we're in general. All right. It's very bearish. I don't like that. We're in a bearish type market. Even though, Tesla had great numbers in China with deliveries, this and that. That's kind of the 5 bearish scenarios I have. All right, let's flip to the bulls. Let's flip to the bulls here, folks. So, number 1 for me in our bullish scenario is that we're at around, $218 a share right now. And that's with a blast today. I mean, if I put on the shorter term chart, we were floating around, I think 203. So we're up, good 8% today. But that $200 level pre-split is $600. That's considered technically a phenomenal level to get into Tesla at. It has had quite a bit of sell-off. And the short and the long term is this. All right. If we pop back on this daily chart, the long term is this. Every time Tesla has a strong break, that break continues. That's just Tesla. Look at these right here. Every time, no matter what the market does, more times than not, you get at least a 2 to 3 day continuation. This was a 10-day push. This was even a 3-4 day push. Here we had a nice 15-day push. Here's another 8-day push. Each time it's these true pure breaks. Now that's a big deal to me, because what that tells me is, that money starts filing in, and we could have a push simply because of that. So I think so one of my bullish scenarios, or my bullish thoughts in this is, to be honest, Tesla is at a great price right now. Doesn't mean it can't go down some, but like this is what you do when you measure relative risk to reward. Let's be real. What's the actual risk we're putting up here? Do we think Tesla goes below that 560s level from May 2021? Do we think that was around 560, if I'm not mistaken, which is right here? Even if it does this, so let's be real, even if it does this, okay, and we're sitting around 200, and we go down to 560, which would be, divide by 3, $186 ish. That's $14 from where we are right now. That's under 10% from where we are right now. I would be hard pressed to see us end up in this area. Of course, in this market, everything's possible. I would be hard pressed to see us in here. And I don't want to hear about fibs, Bitcoin J, nothing like that. If you're part of the Discord, yes, it's possible we go lower. But for now, we have a relative bottom right in here. So our risk here of 7 to 8%, what's the reward on that 7 to 8%? Up here, right here, this is $310. This is 50% from where we are now. So we're risking, all right, folks, just so you get this clear here, we are risking 10% in this area here. This is a total of literally 10% to that bottom. We feel like it should be the bottom for all this green up here. So we're risking 10% to get at least 30, 40, 50% in this area here. I mean, even if we come up to this first resistance, that's 253. That's still almost 20%, folks. That's still a 2-to-1 risk reward. Up here, 5-to-1 risk reward. Up here, 8-to-1 risk reward. And up here, 10-to-1 risk reward. So the bottom's in. If you're playing shorts at this level, I feel sorry for you. I don't know about you. I don't care if it goes down another $8. We had the bottom, if that's the bottom, and of course this is all contingent on earnings. I mean, you're getting literally so I just want to type this out so you guys feel it with me. Let's type this out. All right. A 5-to-1 risk reward, or a 10-to-1 risk reward. I mean, come on. And I know it's stupid I typed that out, but 5-to-1 risk reward just there for this little bit here. All right, so that's for me, another catalyst, bullish for me. With the recent infrastructure bill, we got Tesla getting major government kickbacks. Any earnings you go to, Tesla, a big part of their success and their money is their write-offs, their kickbacks. That came abundantly larger this year with the infrastructure bill. So that'll help them. That softens the blow a little bit of missing on the deliveries. This is reported. I've seen it a couple places. It's not confirmed, of Tesla going to start doing buybacks. Now, this was before he agreed to the Twitter buy, and we know that's like in between right now. But Elon has been talking about buy box. It's something that's been talked about. It's been reported. That would be huge. If they announce buybacks Wednesday, whew, that's going to be big. Cybertruck 2023, great catalyst. And here's the last one. When retail fear is peak, when we're at peak retail fear, that's when we start getting bullish. That peak level, it's it. That's when we start getting those slingshots. Like today, like last week, the day we ran, SPY ran 19 points. Let's be real. So that's the stuff I'm looking at and considering when it does come to Tesla. Are those catalysts? So the chart, let's put the chart in play here. All right. I've obviously got this. We're setting at a little bit of resistance in this area here. We actually have a little bit of a diamond, which is usually bearish, these diamond patterns like the one I showed you here. But all right, so what we're watching here is this break over, 225. That's what we need to see. We want to get up in this area here. This is, we want that impulse, break out of this resistance, come back, test that bad boy, and let's play. Let's get that 4x, 5x, risk to reward ratio here. Safer entry, obviously, after earnings. However, you could miss a bottom if we're bullish with earnings. Riskier entry is above that 226. I put calls out for earnings play into earnings Friday. Those calls absolutely crushed it, as did Mr. SLP. We had Prime Patrick in them too. It was kind of the writing was on the wall for this week. That uptick in IV. If you're in the Discord, you have gotten a multiple plethora of 100, 200, 500%. Options, even in free. If someone's here that isn't part of our Discord, check out our Discord. Link is in our description down below. It's that top link. DM Amajama for some exclusive discounts on premium. And if you want to check out the free, we put out daily alerts and free as well. Thank you guys for coming on, checking this out with me. Again, over 226 earnings, independent of earnings, I'm liking. Safer entry, wait till earnings plays out and, take that play based off the support. Either way, we're in a great position here. That risk reward we've even talked about. 5-1, 6-1, 10-1, amazing. That's what makes you money. Fear and scared money does not make you money. Fear will not make you money. This is the type of market that makes millionaires. It is literally about when you decide how you buy in, because I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, but this is bear markets are where you make millionaires. Let's get it together. Peace out, guys. Bye.